Do we really need another uplifting, crowd-pleasing sports movie? The answer is yes. Yes, we do. But will this new film from Angel Studios hit the mark? I'll let you know in this spoiler-free review of The Senior. At 59 years old, Mike Flint is still carrying anger and regret. At a college reunion, he learns that he is still eligible to play his senior year of football. Regardless of how absurd this idea sounds, Mike decides he is going to give it one more try, despite concerns from his family. To do this, Mike must prove he is capable to his coaches, his teammates, and ultimately himself. But while he endures this personal journey, he discovers something much more valuable from his family and his faith. The Senior is based on a true story and once again reveals how small a world we live in. Several years ago, I was hired to produce a video series on health and exercise for seniors, and the spokesperson was Mike Flint, the same man this film is based on. He told us his story and we all thought that would make a great movie. And here we are to discuss it today. So the question is it a good movie? The Senior begins with a vintage football montage, including Mike Flint playing in 1970. It quickly establishes exactly the type of movie we're about to watch. Then it flashes forward to 2007, where we meet the 59-year-old Mike, portrayed by Michael Chiklis, who has an effortlessly cool persona on the big screen and is perfect for this role. He is amazing in the way he portrays being an angry, resentful old man with past demons that haunt him, but he is also able to show the vulnerable side of a man who loves his family but longs to make an atonement for his past. It doesn't take long for the premise to hit its stride. Mike doesn't need much convincing to try out for his old college team, and it doesn't take much for the coach to allow him. It feels a bit rushed, but the film does a good job of understanding this preposterous premise with being self-aware, with an obvious nod to past sports movies when one coach, while watching Mike train, says he's like a 59-year-old Rudy. It's what we're all thinking, and this self-realization continues as his teammates listen to his old music, refer to him as Mr. Flint, and watch the local news covering his story.
59? Jeez, man, he's older than my dad.
This is fun and lighthearted, but the film becomes more realistic when one player objects to his part on the team and dismisses it as just a stunt or a story, which is exactly what it feels like. But what's under the surface of this fluff piece story is an authentic endeavor of a man who doesn't want to be like his father to his kids, who wants to make up for past regrets and wants to replace the anger in his heart with forgiveness. Even though the film is anchored by football, many of these positive attributes happen in scenes outside of the football field. A scene where his son, a teacher, tutors him with his college schoolwork, revealing how much respect Mike has for his son, despite being so different. There's a scene where Mike, after an injury, must get an MRI, and it bothers him that he can't hold his wife's hand while he's in the machine. There's a scene where Mike walks up to an old teammate to apologize for his past behavior, only for the teammate to apologize to him.
You know, it's been over 35 years, and I shouldn't have taken so long to tell you I'm sorry.
You're sorry.
It's a rather poignant moment revealing how communication and forgiveness can mend such an ailing heart. I think that illustrates what makes The Senior work despite its cliché sports movie formula. This is a small story about one man. This isn't about winning the gold medal like Miracle. This isn't about winning the championship in Hoosiers. And this isn't about solving racial prejudices like Remember the Titans. This is about one man trying to use his last opportunity at a small school to understand something about himself, to make him a better husband, father, and teammate. And as much as it uses the familiar formulas we have seen in sports movies for decades, The Senior works. It made me emotional several times for several different reasons, and it made me want to stand up and cheer at other moments. So I will give The Senior 4 out of 5 stars because it is the cheesy sports movie we want, and it delivers. As far as a Christian perspective, The Senior really focuses on forgiveness between fathers and sons, husbands and wives, and even forgiving yourself because Jesus Christ already did that for us on the cross. So, for my appropriate scale from The Chosen to Pulp Fiction, I will compare The Senior to Disney's The Rookie, which was another very family-friendly story of an older man getting a chance to play one more time. What do you think of The Senior? I went in skeptical, but it clearly won me over, and I hope people will see it in the theaters because this is the definition of a crowd pleaser. If you enjoyed this review, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss any of my future reviews. Also, you can check out some of my previous videos by clicking on one of these boxes.